we'll also provide you a guide. It's a screenshot guide to walk you through what buttons to press so that you know what information you have to fill in on the portal and we'll also give you kind of like tips and tricks of how to fill out the proposal as well. If you do have a question about the application, I do recommend checking the guide first before you ask your MyTax advisor. A lot of the times, the answer that you have on the portal, especially, is already answered on the guide. So once your application is submitted, it does have different internal steps. So your school might have different internal approvals to get a university signature, but your MyTax advisor would walk you through that. And then once you submit the application, it may take up to 8 weeks for this particular program. And then after the 8 weeks, you would get an outcome letter saying you would be approved. And then the industry partner, Edmonton Unlimited, would pay their portion. And then once they've paid, then MyTax can send what's called the notice of award, which just means that we've sent funds to the university so they can process it and they can administer the funds to the intern. Next slide, please. So really common question is, how do the interns get paid? So what actually ends up happening is that if you're the intern for a MyTax project, you are not actually an employee of the industry partner. You're always paid through the university system. So what happens in this case would be Edmonton Unlimited sends their half. So let's say it's $5,000 per student. They send it to MyTax. MyTax will put in the other $5,000. It turns into a $10,000 award. And then we send it to the university and then they process it and open up accounts and set up payroll. And then they would pay the intern as stipend. And again, depending on your school, you may or may not be taxed on your stipend. Next slide, please. And then just want to say thank you to our funding partners. So we are federally funded as well as we are also provincially funded. Next slide. And if you have any questions, just let us know.
Thanks so much, Annie. Actually, I just want to skip back here. So due to the volume so Lab to Market is a national network and there are many, many programs that are being run all the time. So there's a lot of applications that MyTax is reviewing simultaneously. And so they have staggered their award dates. And so for the January program, we will start the program at the very beginning of January, January 1st. But the award, the financial award start date will be later. And so, Annie, do we want to speak to this? I just realized since this is new with our new funding.
Yeah, sometimes I think there's delays because the industry partner has to receive the Lab to Market funds first, and then they would send it to MyTax. Because MyTax, we can't actually send any money to the university until we receive industry funds. But then if there's a delay in getting the industry funds from Lab to Market, then that causes kind of a ripple effect for the student to receive it. So it has happened where the Lab to Market program has started, but because the funds are being delayed, then they might not receive payment right away. They might receive payment later into their program.
That is true. That has happened before, but the stipend delivery dates are something like January 29th to, right? They start later and they end a month later. So that has implications for graduation dates.
Yeah. And in this case, if it's possible that they can line up with January 1st, that's a lot easier for most people, just because in case they graduate after April.
Yeah.
I think most people are usually still have status, even if it's delayed by a month, but there are a few cases where sometimes their graduation date is right after the program ends. So that causes a bit of complication.
Yeah, it's a bit of complication. Okay, but that's a lot of detail for today. Okay, so let's move into the questions. And I see we have one in the chat. So thank you, Jashan. This is a really interesting case, and the program is really designed for the passion from the graduate students themselves. So you as an entrepreneur, you're looking to grow your team, but this program would really be a fit for you back in the time when you might have been a grad student or a postdoc. So it's not really intended to be a mechanism to train people to work in a startup, because it's intended for themselves to ideally lead a startup, like to create one. And if they find that their market research leads them to that being an opportunity and it's something that they want to pursue. So it's not really designed for startups to hire a grad student to be in this program. It's got to be their own passion and their own research project. But thanks, that's a great question. And thanks for being here. Are there any, yeah, okay, good. There's another one. Oh, any other questions from anybody in the call today?
Yeah, I actually have a quick question. This seems like a really cool program. I was wondering, is it possible for the academic supervisor to also be a co-founder of the startup?
Yeah,
Um, okay.
yeah, it's fine if there's already a startup created. So that's not a prerequisite for the program, and it's not really specifically designed for participants that have a startup. But if they do have one, then that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
but it does need to be the case that customer discovery is a priority, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the focus of the program.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
Any other questions? I probably went through the material too fast. Well, if we don't have any further questions, thank you everyone for being on the call. We will share the deck after this, and the recording will become available. We'll post the link on LinkedIn. A reminder, the deadline is August 29th to apply, and there's an information package on the website. And if you do have a question that's not been answered, or if you think of it later, just feel free to reach out. And we really hope to see some strong applications from all of you. It is a fantastic program. We hire amazing facilitators. It's a great team, and it's really cool to see the progress that people make as they go through the program. So I hope this is of interest, and wish you all a great day. Thanks for being here.